It's my birthday, and I have beer if I want to. Hey, it's Brain Muffin back with a beer review, and here we have today, my 52nd birthday, crazy green shirt that makes my camera go all crazy and nuts for the color balancing, and crazy pandemic hair because, well, Governor Ohio's an idiot. Here I have almost, but not quite, 3-year-old Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA from when they finally started making it. I haven't had this since they got bought. They merged with Samuel Adams. I don't know when they started doing all that stuff. I can't remember. But this is October 20th, 2017. So this is obviously one that's out of production. Obviously, when I scan it in the barcode in Untapped, it comes up with the regular one, which I might do. But I wanted to check in a special beer on my birthday. I don't know if it remembers it's my birthday, but I know. So this is a beer I've actually reviewed a few times. Bought a 4-pack a few years ago, reviewed it new, and have reviewed it over the years. Last bottle that I have of this vintage. I think somewhere I have 2 older bottles, but I'm not positive. I really got to start looking. I thought it was in the box with this. In fact, I thought it was this, but it isn't. And this was the last beer in that box. So, now this is one that ages well, but it really turns into a barley wine. A kind of hoppy one. But it starts off as a nice, over-the-top IPA. Those fresh hops, of course, are gone. This one does, I noticed when it was in the refrigerator, it does have a chill haze. It's gotten almost like it's not oxidized, but it does age, and that's what you're seeing here. I'm gonna pour it. Oh man, it's a very caramely. It smells like an aged beer. Almost smells like a quad. So, being almost 3 years old, you're not going to get the hoppiness that you get when it's fresh. And this is a beer to really enjoy over 4 years. You know, get a 4-pack, heck, get 2 of them if you want. And I don't know how long it'll age. A lot of it depends on where you store it. Now, my basement, unfortunately, doesn't stay as cool and consistent as it used to. We've got too much stuff down there. I've got like 4 or 5 computers and all kinds of stuff, so the temperature varies. That's part of why I'm drinking this now. I had thought, my son turns 21 this year, and I thought maybe I'll wait, but this is a bit too much of a beer for his first time out. I know it says 16.5 on the bottle. I've been told by people from the brewery that's a minimum. It's one of these beers that, just like a barley wine, they brew it to the recipe, and the result is the result. So sometimes they get really good efficiencies, and they get really good fermentations, and it's 18, 19%. In other years, it's not. That is essentially the minimum. And Sohn used to make, Old Guardian was a very good barley wine. I haven't seen it in a long time. I used to age that. And now I've already spilled some on me. Already spilled beer. I haven't even taken any. So as you can see, it is no longer that bright. It's almost like an apricot color. It is very cloudy. So hopefully this is still good. I mean, it smells good. It smells very caramely. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, it is very boozy. I mean, it really tastes like a barley wine. The thing about that I find with the 120 IPA is the way it ages. It's like a barley wine, but it's like a barley wine several years down the road. Some barley wines are decent, new. Some of them need a couple of years. Bigfoot to me is one of those that new. It's just too hoppy. And over several years it gets better. This, man, this is really boozy. And I haven't had this strong of a drink in a long time. Supposed to do some rum things today with my daughter, but she's not feeling good. Now I gave this a 4 1/4. I have one check-in for this beer, and that was in May of 2017, May 21st, 2017. Obviously not this bottle, and I stay with that. I'm going to check it in. Untapped at home. It is very boozy, strong. It's not really hoppy. It's kind of sweet. All right, so did I get a Birthday brew, there we go. Birthday brew level 4. And that's what I was waiting. That's what I wanted. But come on, dismiss, close all cards. This is your second check into this beer, first this month, yeah. So this is definitely a beer that I really wanted to get more often when they have it. They used to do it once a year. Now I think they do it twice a year, and that's been that way. And there's a couple other Dogfish Head beers that are pretty big that I need to really look into getting more often. Beer reviews on this channel are hit or miss. Some barely move the needle and some do quite well. And the more these do quite well, the more money I'm going to have to buy some better beers to try. I've had a few suggestions over the years. If you got a suggestion, let me know. I mean, obviously this is a beer that's aged and it's gone down the road. I mean, it's malty. This is why I said it's almost like a quad, but not quite. It almost has hints of fruit, okay, that you'd get in a dark Belgian beer. It has the color of a quad and the alcohol level. Some people are probably going to think they get raisin out of this because it's aged quite well. But it's really its maltiness, and there's some lingering hops there. It's definitely a sipping beer. This one's been sitting out for several minutes, and as it warms up, it will open up a lot. But man, real late alcohol, and it is, there is a hoppiness there. It's making me sweat, the alcohol so high, but really boozy. So I also don't know if it re-ferments in the bottle and gets higher in alcohol level as I spill yet another party foul. Can you tell I'm getting old? It was a time I wouldn't spill a drop. But that is a fantastically 3-year-old aged beer. And I really need to get a beer cooler or beer refrigerator, you know, something that keeps about 50 degrees, 50, 55 degrees, consistent temperature, and then start aging some of these beers more properly. This probably aged a little bit too quickly because it's probably in the wintertime, it's probably in the 60s down there. In the summertime, it's been in the 70s. And in fact, I've actually had to open up some of the vents down there because my daughter's got her computers down there. I've got extra machines. It just gets too warm. And that's not what needs to happen to this. So I'm going to, because I don't know if it says on here where to cellar it, age for a decade or so. But I definitely want to start getting some of these and get a refrigerator type thing. It's not really a refrigerator. It's kind of like a thing for wine that keeps it constant temperature. And there's some big Belgian beers that we're starting to get in Ohio finally that I also want to do the same thing. Cellar for 4, 5, 6 years, but I got to keep a constant 50 to 55 degrees, probably 50 to let them age a little slower. So 4 1/4 is what I still give this beer. I still think it's very good, fantastic. It's worth the money when it comes out. So pick up a 4-pack and try it fresh. Try it a year ago. You know, the best way to do, get a 4-pack and do it over 3 years. Have a fresh one. Remember what it was like. Do one a year, 2 years, 3 years, and it's amazing the difference over time. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all the birthday wishes, especially everybody on Facebook and Twitter. And obviously I'm going to be doing this video quite late and getting it out still on my birthday. That's the goal. Thanks for stopping by and sharing. Thanks for stopping by the beer reviews. Yes, my daughter and I are going to do some more. Got several more I haven't edited yet. We're going to do some more soju reviews now that things are starting to open back up here in Ohio. There's some other flavors of soju we're going to try. And we're probably going to branch out into some other alcohol type stuff. I'd like to get some real, she likes some rum stuff, but I'd like to get some real stuff from the state liquor stores as opposed to grocery stores, so full power. But we'll see. All right, thanks everyone, and we will see you. Goodbye. We're doing one last test, and I'm going to do this now too.